Hey everyone, it's Katan. I'm the founder of BossBayBlog.com, and this evening we are going to walk through the directory member benefits. And this is a perfect video for anyone that is considering becoming a member of our directory and you just want to know what that process entails, what benefits and perks you would receive, and anyone who is already a member and maybe you just want a video tutorial and walkthrough of all of your benefits, just some extra insight. Obviously, when you become a member, you will still receive access as well as instructions on how to utilize your membership benefits. But this video is just for anyone that likes a little extra visual walkthrough. If you're a visual learner or a visual audio learner or listener, you can listen to this while you're working, while you're doing something, just keeping that productivity going and learning different ways that you can optimize all of these wonderful benefits that are exclusive to the members of our directory. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, give me that thumbs up and subscribe so we can give you more content like this. And let's go ahead and break down these member benefits. So first thing I want to do is just shout out one of our lifetime members in the directory and let everybody know where you can shop with her, because she's actually a part of our shopping thread that you will learn about later on in this video. So if you would like to shop with her and spend $25 or more, you can enter into the shopping thread. And if you're a member, have entered to win you having your business featured next. If you're a non-member, enter to have to win a free membership for 6 months in our directory. So here is her information. Charlie Shops. She is also a sponsor of our Boss Babe business show. So you can text to order your gift basket at 757-842-0556. She does holidays, birthdays, parties, couples, weddings, special occasions, any of those if you're looking for a custom gift basket. Now, while you guys are checking out her phone number information for booking, I'm going to go ahead and look on over to my Instagram fam, and then we're going to come back to the live. Okay. All right. So let's get started. If you don't already know me, I'm Katan. I'm the founder of BossBayBlog.com, like I said earlier, but I'm also a small business loyalist, a small business enthusiast, and a small business promotion specialist. I do wear other titles because I provide services in more than one business. However, today we're talking about BossBayBlog.com and the benefits you get for becoming a member. So let's start off with the first benefit. The first benefit is your new member support session. So this is a support session where, let's start off with where to find the benefits. So whether you're a member or not, the benefits are listed on our website. When you go to bossbayblog.com, you're going to click on where it says, you click on bossbayblog.com and then you click on where it says directory member benefits. When you click on that page, we have carefully listed all of the wonderful benefits that you receive for becoming a directory member. So all you need to do is do one of two things: click on view benefits or click on become a member. If you're already a member, then you click on view benefits and it'll take you straight down to all of these wonderful benefits for joining our community. So the first benefit that you receive is your new member support session. So this is a one-on-one support session where I really just get to learn in detail all about you, what your goals are, what changes you've made in your business that I should be aware of, what important values that your business holds that I should speak to when I'm networking, because even though it's not my business and I'm not the one providing the service, when I'm speaking to other professionals about the members in our directory, I'm speaking with passion, I'm speaking with accuracy, and I just want to ensure that whatever message and vision and values that you're focused on for your brand, I can accurately portray that to potential leads, potential collaboration partners, basically anyone who is interested in what it is that you're about. So this new member support session is for us to sit down and for me to learn more about that, those visions, learn what type of clients you look for, what are the best type of clients you work with, what solutions you're focused on providing, what changes you've made in your personal or business life that are important when it comes to your growth and your personality, your collaborations. And then also, why did you decide to become a member of the directory? Because even though it sounds like maybe it sounds redundant, because people often ask that when you join clubs and stuff, I genuinely want to know, because I want to know what it is that you're focused on in this journey of growing or further expanding your business. So that's what the new member support session is for. Now, the second half of the session is really meant for me to provide you with resources. Hey, Summer, thanks for joining. It's for me to provide you with resources based off of what you shared. There's two ways we go about this. The first way is instant resources, and that's like when you've told me something, I already have a resource in my head that I know would be beneficial for you, and then I would just send you the resource or give it to you right then and there. And the second side of it is me really listening and taking the time to analyze what it is you're saying you're needing if I don't have an instant resource, and then coming back with either a recommended action plan or some recommended sources that may be able to assist you on that journey. So it's just ways that I can be of support outside of also advertising your business. And that is one of the things that makes our brand special. It's not just about you being listed in the directory. It's about understanding how we can fit into your business journey and further expand your brand. So that's the new member support session. The best way for you to take advantage of the new member support session is to already have a list of things that you're interested in or things that you're seeking at this moment. You don't have to know everything, but just kind of have an idea of what your identity is or what is important to your brand or what services or products you're really focused on pushing, why you were attracted to Boss Babe Blog and why you decided to come and join us and be here. Just having like a little bit of a list so that as I'm asking you these questions, you're able to speak to that. But most importantly, have an idea of who your target audience is, like who you're trying to service, and have a list of things that you look for in your clients, characteristics, values. If you're looking for clients that are very, let's say, intentional, detail oriented, passionate, communicative, professional, solution oriented, these are things that you look for or seek in collaboration partners or in clients. This is the list of stuff that you should have so that when I'm asking you what you're looking for, I can clearly understand the type of client that you're seeking, because every business owner has a different style with their brand and every brand is different. So me taking the time to understand that will help me. So I'm giving you the right clients, because I have people who are in the same industries, but they don't have the same clients and they're not looking for the same characteristics. I could have two people in the fashion industry and one person is looking for someone that, likes to throw stuff together, just wants some quick stylish items to add on, and is not really too focused on image, just wants to look cute, stylish, quick, and comfortable. And then another one might be looking for someone who is extremely intentional, extremely meticulous about how they plan out their looks, goes to specific events where they have to wear specific things. They might have two completely different characteristics for their target audience. And so that is the purpose behind the new member support session, is to understand your brand, understand you, and understand a little bit more of how I can support you and what resources might be of support to you, personally and business-wise, professionally. And the thing that I love about this benefit is that I get to learn so many cool things about my clients. It's kind of like it's an onboarding, but at the same time, it's like a get to know you session where we just kind of dive deeper into each other and learn more about, who you are, what's important to you. So it's really fun for me. Hello, thanks for joining. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is the private directory Instagram chat. So this is a private chat that I created for our members specifically because I know that everybody loves not everybody loves a good group chat, but let me say a lot of people love a good group of friends that are in the same realm or understand what it is that they're trying to do. And what I've noticed from the feedback that I was getting from entrepreneurs is that entrepreneurship is a very lonely road for some people. There's a lot of times where they feel lonely. They don't feel like anyone really supports them. They don't get that encouragement from their friends, their family, their significant others. And so it can be very disheartening to the point where sometimes they feel like just giving up on their dreams. And people don't understand or realize the power in their presence, but you just posting something inspirational in a group chat or posting a resource for someone could be the difference between, hey, thanks for joining. What we talk about? We're talking about small businesses. We're talking about small businesses, and I'm talking about how I help them. So, like I was saying, but thank you for joining, Trey. And thank you for joining, Desiree, again. It's nice to see you again. But yeah, so, it's all about making a difference in a positive way. And your positive and encouraging message could be the difference between someone feeling like they're alone and they should just give up versus them having that little extra boost. And it's not to say that people should rely on other people to make them push or go, because that's not at all what I'm saying. I don't think that's a healthy behavior. But sometimes people really do feel lonely and have, rough days. So the Instagram chat was created for our directory members to come to a special safe space where they can come and talk about business, life, obstacles that they're overcoming, resources that they might be looking for, resources that they're providing, but just come and be human and know that everyone that's in the room wants you to win. It's just full of so much positivity and proactivity. And that's what it's all about. It's about creating a space for the directory members to network with other people. And the best way that I would say to take advantage of this is just to, oh, thank you. Just to really understand that people want to hear from you. People want to see you. People want to connect with you. They really do appreciate it. So don't ever think that, sending a quote or sending a funny meme or posting something that you're going through won't be relatable to somebody or could possibly be the reason why they decide to make you their solution for a service or a product. Because in a lot of cases, that is the reason. Those one-on-one moments. And then also it's a great way for you to practice, network, connect with other professionals that are like-minded. Verified professionals listed in our directory. So, it's a cool thing. And another beautiful thing about it, the last thing that I'll add about this is that all of our directory members are from different walks of life, have different life experiences, provide different products and services, have different spiritual beliefs. And it's so beautiful to me because sometimes people come to me saying that they're looking for a specific thing or a specific person or a specific mindset, and I can just direct them to somebody that is perfect fit for them. So, everything is not for everybody, but there's something out there for everyone. And that's just what this community is a testament to. But the Instagram chat, the best way to use it is going to be, like I said, connecting with others, creating posts that are just fun and engaging. Drop a poll in there. Ask people questions about your industry if you want to learn more about what they think when it comes to your industry. Ask for feedback if you want feedback on, hey, can anyone tell me what you think of this ad? Can anyone tell me what you think of this flyer? Can someone tell me what you think of this promo? I mean, there's just so many different things that you can do, but there's so many resources dropped in there. I do my absolute best to drop at least 1 to 2 resources every month, if not more, inside of our directory member chat so that I'm continuing, to share support. And even if it's not me doing it, it's my business page or my assistant or one of our event managers. So there's somebody in there on our team that's sharing something uplifting, positive, or resourceful for our members. So take advantage of that chat. Get in there ASAP if you're not already in there. Even if you don't normally do Instagram, get in there because you could be missing out on potential connections that could lead to wonderful collaboration. So just get in there and connect. You never know what you can find. The next resource or benefit that you get is private directory member Facebook group. So this is a private Facebook group where I share business insight and I talk about ways to elevate your brand. I talk about ways to market yourself better. I talk about ways to increase views to your website, increase traffic, create a better connection with your clients, create personalized experience and services. These are just things that I discuss in our marketing and networking community just to give some insight. And I have experience in product-based selling and service-based selling. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds where I get to come in and share just ideas and insight that may be beneficial to a business owner in that industry. I also sometimes come and share customer feedback from other customers that have shopped maybe with members in our directory and they have positive feedback, or they've shopped with other small businesses and I just heard their feedback, or they've even shared to me, because sometimes people just leave information because they just want to get stuff off their chest. They just want to talk about what they went through. So I've had customers who've come to me and said, I'm looking for small businesses that do this, this, and that, because I've tried shopping with small businesses before and I didn't have a great experience. This is what happened. And obviously these were not businesses that were in my directory, but I was still listening to the feedback because that's something beneficial that another small business owner might be able to take and utilize to help connect on a deeper level with their customers and understand them on a deeper level. So that's what this private marketing Facebook group is for. Sometimes I go live, sometimes I make videos, sometimes I post quotes, sometimes I post, affirmations, but I'm just always posting marketing, networking, business, accountability-based insight and information in that community. The next one is going to be our small business wind down. So this is for all the members that just need a day to like if that's you, you just need to relax sometimes, then you want to come to the small business wind down. We had our last one. It was hilarious, but it's just a safe space for you to come and release whatever might be on your mind, whatever's on your chest, and just know that you're amongst people who understand what you may be going through as an entrepreneur. Because as business owners, we oftentimes are very professional. We keep things smooth, proactive, and we just keep it moving. But there's things that happen in our life behind the scenes that we're not necessarily presenting on our business page or on our website, because it's not really, doesn't always have anything to do with the service or the solution that we're providing to the customer. But we're still human. And so I wanted to create a room where we could be human together. And that is what the small business wind down is about. The next thing is our member shopping thread. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Every month we highlight one member of our directory that we're shopping with. And when you shop with this member, if you are a member of the directory, you will automatically earn a chance to win a feature and being the next business that everyone shops with. If you're not a member in our directory, we just decided to open it up and make it public. So this may not be permanent, this part I'm about to share. But if you're not a member of the directory, you can shop with the business. And when you spend $25 or more or donate $25 or more, you're automatically going to be placed in a raffle to earn a free 6-month membership in our directory. So if that's you and you think that you would like to join in on that shopping thread, you can actually join on the shopping thread. Just go to bossbayblog.com and say, I want to join. Or you can go to just go to bossbayblog.com. Just go straight to the website. That's the best way you can go. All right, moving on. Now, the next thing that we have is our business branding consultation. So the best way to juice this membership, this benefit and perk, is come prepared to speak to your mission of your business or talk about the questions that you have when it comes to branding. If you don't know everything right now, that is totally fine, but at least have some questions about branding or just like a couple of pointers on what your brand is about. What you're trying to accomplish in your brand, how you want your customers to feel when they use your services. So, just ask these questions and then have kind of like some notes and pointers on there, because that's going to help me with kind of, as we develop your branding and go through your consultation together. So that's the first thing. The next thing that we have is our business performance assessment. So this is an assessment where we sit down and we talk about your performance. Branding more so is about how do we speak to your audience? Who is your audience? What is your brand going to be known for? What's your staple mission statement or your staple concept that you're going to be sharing with your business? What is your customer service model going to look like? What's your management style look like with your team? How are you growing and expanding your brand? These are the questions I'm going to be asking you in the branding assessment now, or consultation. Now, in the business performance assessment, I'm going to be asking you questions about performance. Like we're talking about email capture, we're talking about sales, we're talking about leads. We're going further into like the business acumen and the analytics of your brand so that we can create a realistic branding plan. Because oftentimes what I'll see is entrepreneurs who their performance is doing very, very well, but their branding plans or the plans they have for their business is not matching the performance. So we need to up the plans that we have for our brand, or we need to change our presentation because our performance is so great that they need to be matching. We need to be trending at the same level. Now, I've also had times where business owners have been so focused on their branding and their presentation and their image that they lose track of the importance of specific key performance indicators that tell you what you should be doing differently or how you can grow your business. So our performance isn't doing too well, but we're really focused on the presentation and the image. And those are extremely important, but we want to make those match. And we don't want to overspend. If we have a certain amount of funding and we're trying to get more sales, the answer isn't always to go and spend, an arm and a leg or spend $1 million trying to get new branding. Sometimes the answer is to analyze your performance and look at what you're doing and let's come up with some new solutions to try so we can see some different results. And we have to do that sometimes as entrepreneurs because every entrepreneur doesn't get $1 million in funding. Every entrepreneur doesn't have, a huge fan base behind them yet that is investing in their business constantly. Every entrepreneur doesn't have $1 million or, X amount of money to fund all of these wonderful things that they want to do for their brand. So this sometimes is required that we focus on our performance first. We talk about the numbers and the analytics so we can create an action plan to try to get from where we're at to a higher level. So that's what the branding performance assessment is for. Then we have a business interviewing masterclass. So this masterclass will be continued. There will be multiple sessions for it, but it just starts off with giving you some tips and insight on interviewing, whether you're interviewing on a podcast, interviewing on a blog, interviewing in person, just some tips and insight that I've gathered over the years from me doing it myself, but also from watching other entrepreneurs and interviewing them myself. So you can go to this masterclass, listen to the information. And then from that point, you'll have a little bit more insight as you prepare for our live stream business interviews. So this is our next one. The live stream business interviews, this is where we take you on our Boss Babe business show and we interview you to learn more about your brand, to learn more about your mission, why you started, just basically put you in front of the audience and share your products, your services, and then you get to talk about one specific topic of your choice. So if you have something that's on your mind for the night that you want to discuss with the community, whether it's informative, educational, inspirational, thought-provoking, controversial, you can come to the show and then you can fill out an application. And if you're approved, it is $0. If you're a member, you are able to interview on the show unlimited. If you're not a member, but you still would like to be interviewed on this show and have a chance to receive free exposure, you can go to bossbabeblog.com and you can go to our Boss Babe Lounge. There you will see our media and resources. And amongst the resources will be business interviewing on the show. $0 application fee, $0 interview service. So if you are approved to be interviewed, it is $0. It costs you nothing. There's no hidden fees. You join in, promote your business, and we call it a day. And the platforms that they are listed on, we will have this on our YouTube channel, our Facebook business page. On our YouTube channel alone, we have now reached over 190 subscribers, as well as over how many? Over 15,000 views in the last 28 days. And for the month of March alone, we're sitting at almost 7,000 views. So we have been growing exponentially here on our YouTube channel. So you will be presented on this channel as well as our other platforms. Okay, so back to this show. The best way that you can juice this benefit as a member, number one, take advantage of the fact that it's unlimited for you. That means show up to as many shows as you possibly can to promote your business, because what you're doing is you're leaving a digital footprint. We already have a large digital footprint here at Boss Babe Blog because we are constantly producing beautiful, quality, updated content. We have a blog, we have a podcast, we have a YouTube channel, we have multiple segments on our YouTube channel. We have in-person events, we have networking events, online events, virtual webinars, free webinars, classes. There's so many different things that we are known for on the web. When people look up Boss Babe Blog and they Google us, our resources pop up. So as a member of our directory, you receive unlimited access to our Boss Babe business show. You can come and interview as many times as you want. And every time you're featured on that show and we talk about your brand or we link your website, guess what? That pops up on Google. I have so many members that when I have looked up their business, their interviews with Boss Babe Blog pop up at the first page of Google. Some of them have popped up before the actual website, and some of them have popped up after. But that's just to show you the strength in building a digital footprint. And I cannot stress this enough. I just had a guest. This isn't the first time that I had a guest at an event tell me that they found me somewhere or they're already following me, which is really a beautiful thing. And I get emotional about it every time. But at my Soft Girl Sunday event, I actually had a guest that told me that they Googled women's empowerment events, local women empowerment events. And when they Googled it, my business popped up on Google. So the Soft Girl Sunday event popped up and she was prompted to come straight to the event and she knew where to find us. And I didn't speak with her. I didn't call her and tell her directions. I didn't, walk through a list of all of the services that we provide or any of that. She found us on Google with all of the information she needed to come to the event, and she showed up on her own. That is the beauty behind leaving a digital footprint, is that you get to a place where now people are showing up without you having to invite them or tell them, because it's popping up on social media. And these are people that you probably would have invited if you knew them, but because you never knew them and they never knew you, how do they find you? Through the digital footprint. Looking you up on social media, looking you up on Facebook. Creating that digital footprint is important, and you have to be intentional about it too. Sometimes people will say, well, I just don't have time for social media. But if you have time for TV shows or anything that's not productive to your brain, then you have time to replace some of those, not all, but some of them, with something that is going to leave you a digital footprint online and remind people of who you are, what you provide, where you're based out of, and who you service. So that is my tidbit on that. Now, a couple of other tips to take advantage of this business interviewing perk. When you show up, have a beautiful presentation, have your logo on a flyer behind you, get dressed up, have at least probably 3 to 5 layers. I tried to do my best to have at least 3 to 5 layers at every event that I'm hosting or everywhere that I'm appearing. What do I mean by layers? I mean, if you don't wear makeup or nails, that's okay. Get you a nice cute top or dress, get you some earrings. Don't wear earrings, get you a bracelet. Don't wear a bracelet, get you a necklace. Don't wear a necklace, get you a jacket. Don't wear a jacket, get you a headband. Get you about 3 to 5 layers when you are representing your business on your show. If you have a blazer with a t-shirt with your logo on it, but show up like that boss that you are, show people who you are and have fun with it and be vibrant, because when you are passionate about what you do, it shows. And there's nothing that anybody could say to negate that, because you are walking proof of the passion that you have behind your brand. So number 1, showing up as that boss, as that CEO. Number 2, showing up early. Get on there early. If you have questions, you can, get those questions answered before the show starts, but also just punctuality in general, because the show will start shortly after everybody is brought on. Having great lighting, these are things that can really help with the presentation of your interview and increase the chance that somebody will click on your interview time slot because of how attractive the lighting is, the brightness, the presentation, the professionalism. And these things do not need to break. You don't have to break the bank to do this. You can go to Staples or wherever and get you your logo printed out. You can even use Canva and have a logo printed out on a piece of paper and shipped to you and hang that up somewhere or put it in a frame behind you. You don't even have to have like a fancy glass thing. You can have a frame that you get from the store. If you can't go and purchase big frames, you can purchase a frame from the thrift shop. If you need a professional look, you can go to thrift shop and get you a blazer for like $3 to $4 or $3 to $5. If you're needing steals and deals, we got members in our directory that provide steals and deals on apparel, on jewelry, on so many other items. So you could find you a nice professional outfit for less than probably like $50 or $30, depending on where you're shopping and who you're shopping with. So my point here is you don't have to be a millionaire to invest in your presentation and take it to the next level that differentiates you from your competitors and leaves a great digital footprint as people are learning more about your business and looking for you. All right, moving on to the next one. So the next one is informative blog interview. So this one is a wonderful resource for many reasons. When you go to the blog interview, now again, everything I've listed so far, every member gets, no matter if you're monthly, yearly, or lifetime. So keep that in mind. Now, the blog interview, it's a wonderful resource because people love to learn about small businesses and they love to learn about people. They just love that. So when you get interviewed on the blog, you want to be as detailed, as intentional as you possibly can. Answer with probably at least 3 to 5 sentences in some of the questions. Now, some of them may just require a direct response, but many of them, they call for depth. Explain why you started. Explain, the obstacles that you had to overcome. Talk about the reason why you do what you do. Talk about your motivation behind what you do. Give somebody some real advice and insight that's going to move them or make them feel an emotion that they've been looking to feel for a while when they read this blog interview. That is one way that you can optimize this interview, because the more thoughtful the interview is, the more likely people are going to keep coming back and clicking on it because they need that for inspiration. I cannot tell you how many times I had a person come back and tell me that they watched something just because they felt inspired or they felt uplifted by it over and over again. So that's what you want to create with that level of content. Every interview that you ever do, whether it's a podcast or a blog interview, is an opportunity for you to show how serious you are about your brand. So take advantage of that blog interview, have that depth and that detail, really talk about, why you started, and don't be afraid to give that depth because people love to hear it. The other benefit of this blog interview is that when people ask me questions, like maybe they're window shopping, maybe they're curious, they ask me questions. Most of the time, the questions that are in that blog interview are what they're asking. And so I just send them the direct link and they read through all of that to learn about you. And then they end up going to your website or following you on social media. This is how you develop true supporters who love what it is that you're doing because you've explained in detail what it is that you do. So the blog interview is a wonderful opportunity to put yourself out there, connect with other people, and you can even share it with your audience to show and continue to boost your credibility by showing that you're being placed on multiple platforms and showcasing your services. So that is the blog interview. The next benefit that every member receives is going to be the group call. So we have a group sales mentorship call that we do for all of our directory members. 1 second. And so with this mentorship call, it starts usually on the first Monday of every month at 8 a.m. or it could be the second, but normally it's the first. And we come on and we just talk about ways to grow your business. So if you are struggling with sales, needing assistance with growth, trying to elevate your brand, just want to be in a room with other like-minded professionals and get feedback and insight from them on things that are working for their brand and their industry, then you want to join the sales call. I usually talk about behaviors that have helped me with gaining sales or increasing my, elevating my relationship with my clients and providing a personalized experience. Or I talk about specific feedback that I've received from customers that I've viewed, statistics, things like that. So it's a great room to just get you business focused on the first Monday of the month. It starts at 8 a.m., but even if you're unable to attend, you can still, 8 a.m. Central Time, even if you're unable to attend, you can still get a replay of the room. So you're not missing out on the information that we discuss. But I highly recommend attending because it gives you an opportunity to come and be active and have conversation in the process of, us talking about this business. And you may have questions that you want to ask. So this happens monthly to give all members a place for them to ask those questions. And then everybody who gets the replay gets to hear the answers because they might have been asking that question too. The next one Okay, so pause. Excuse me. So every benefit that I just listed so far is a benefit that is available to all of our members. So all members in the directory get that. Okay. Now, if you're a monthly member, you get every benefit that I just listed. Excuse me, y'all. I need some tea. Now, if you are a yearly member, meaning you signed up for a yearly subscription, so you are only charged once a year for your subscription, then these are the benefits that you're going to receive. Everything that I just listed, plus more. So here are the benefits that are for the yearly and lifetime members. You get a small business planning session. So this is where you and I sit down one-on-one for 1 to 4 hours and we discuss your brand. We talk about your mission. We talk about your values. We talk about your event planning. We talk about your funding. We talk about your goals. We talk about your performance in the previous year versus where you're trying to be. We talk about your overhead costs. We sit down and we create a small business planning session dedicated to learning where you're at right now and where you're trying to be for the next year, so that when you are putting out promos, creating new products, hosting events, everything is scheduled and already planned out. There are sales that I have ran that I already had planned out from like 2 or 3 years ago in my small business planning, small business planner. There are events that I already had planned out 12 to 15 months ago in my small business planner. So when you have these things already planned out, it makes them run just a little bit smoother. And for someone that has 4 businesses like me, that hosts online events, offline events, has multiple clients that I take care of one-on-one personally, I need that structure. Even if you don't have 4 businesses and you have 3 clients that you're working with, and even if you're outsourcing your work, you still can't have too much structure. There's never such thing as having too much structure, so that you can have a system that is organized and everyone who goes through that system is taken care of efficiently. So for that reason, I say make sure that you sit down and plan out what you want your business to look like. Now, the next benefit that we have is our brand storytelling masterclass. This is a quick, simple masterclass where I just give insight and updates on, how you can elevate your overall, brand storytelling experience. People have asked me in the past, like, how did you get so comfortable talking about your business? How did you get so comfortable sharing your brand? And in all honesty, it came from experience. It came from watching great storytellers. And so I just give tips and insight on that in this storytelling masterclass. And again, just like the previous masterclass, there will be layers to it and levels. We have one entry level where it's just me talking about some of the insight you may want to consider. And then we'll have another one coming through as well. All right. Podcasting masterclass. So here is a quick, simple, efficient masterclass teaching you about how you can start your own podcast, what reminders and tips that I have, and I just simplify it. It's probably less than 40 minutes. It doesn't take long. I'm telling you the resources and the tools that I've used, why I started, how I started, why I use what I use, and then also letting you know that there might be other options out there as well. So masterclass, podcasting masterclass, and it's a video masterclass, so you don't have to do anything extra. You just click on the link and then you can go watch it. Then we have the branded podcast interview. So this one is extremely important. Now, the branded podcast interview is a one-on-one interview where you and I sit down and discuss your business. We learn about your mission. We learn about, what's important, like we talked about in the past, your values. We learn about the services and the solutions that you provide. But most importantly, we have an authentic conversation about just who you are and what's important to you and what message you would like to get across to the audience. This podcast, like I said, is branded. Therefore, there are no other business owners in our directory sitting in. It's just me and you one-on-one. It will be streamed on all of our podcast platforms, including our YouTube channel, our podcast platform, Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and tons of other platforms that you really enjoy. All right, next we have our podcast discussion panel access. So this is where, now that we've had our one-on-one branded consultation, we have a podcast discussion panel where you can come and be a part of a conversation that is dedicated to us having lifestyle conversations to make someone else's life smoother or easier. We talk about how to be a better friend, how to be a better professional, how to be a better partner romantically, how to be a better client, how to be a better contractor, how to be a better mentor. We talk about all these different things in our podcast this year. Next year, we will continue these conversations in a different light, but every month we have a different theme. And then we also have a different dress code theme as well. So if you would like to be a part of that, then you just click on the link after, gaining access to your benefits, and then you join from there. The next thing, and the best way you can utilize this podcast discussion is just be authentic, be yourself, because this podcast discussion is designed to help you find your tribe. You might say something that someone doesn't resonate with, but then someone else resonates with it. And that'll be the someone that goes to your website and realizes that you guys are so aligned on things that they have to be a part of your vision and your network. And so for that reason, that is why I created it. I wanted us to have a space where people can be authentic. So you don't have to feel like you have to hold back your thoughts or your opinion simply out of being correct, politically correct, or whatever the case is. You share your own thoughts, your own opinion. I'm here to be a part of the conversation, and multiple people will be a part of the conversation. Some people may agree, some people won't agree, but we will have adult conversations where we are respectful and we are productive. And that is the intention behind the podcast, is to help people, change people's lives for the better, give them insight that maybe no one got a chance to tell them, but also show them that they may not be alone. There might be someone else out there who aligns with them. The next one is you get 24 special event invitations. So the best way to access or to utilize this is simply just to show up, try it out. Sometimes you won't be able to show up because maybe the date, you won't be able to show up. Maybe it's a conflict of interest, but for the ones that you are able to show up to, show up. Because one of the biggest questions I get from people is, how do you work with your consistency? How are you so good at like building momentum? And there's two things that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. And the first thing is when I decided that this is not an option for me, this must happen. It's not optional for me. So when people say, "Ooh, I just wish I had your energy to get up and post like this," or "I wish I had the energy to get up and go do this podcast," that's not energy. That is discipline. That is me making myself do this because there is no other option. I don't see any other option outside of me doing what I need to do for my business, even on days when I don't feel like it. Don't get me wrong. I do have days where I need to rest, as you do too. But when I decided that, that's when I decided that I was going to win, regardless of what anyone was doing around me. I wasn't going to make any excuses for not showing up for myself. And so that's the first step. And the second step is physically showing up, whether it's in person or online. You build momentum when you show up for yourself consistently. You teach yourself to trust yourself. You teach yourself that you are serious when you show up for yourself. When you are inconsistent with showing up for yourself, you teach yourself not to trust yourself. You teach yourself don't take it as serious because it may or may not be a thing. So when people ask me how I build that momentum, how am I consistent? How do I work through those days when I don't feel like doing it? I show up for myself and I push myself to do certain things. There's days when I don't feel like going into a building, or there's days when I'm not really, in the best of moods or not physically feeling well, but I show up for myself. And so on the days when you are able to show up because you won't regret it. I've been in marketing rooms or networking rooms where we had 5 people in the room, and I've been in networking rooms where we had 50 people in the room. And some of them that had 50 people and up, or a whole bunch of people, were not as impactful. There's been some that were more intimate where there were 5 or 10 people, and they've been extremely impactful. But one thing will always be for certain: I will always be the catalyst of great energy, solution-oriented thinking, and getting straight to a solution. And so that is the mindset you have to have. But then you also got to push yourself to get uncomfortable and step outside your comfort zone. So the best way you can utilize the special event invitations is to show up to the event and just step outside your comfort zone, because you never know who's in that room waiting for a product, a solution, or a service from you. And when they see your face and they hear what you have to say and they're moved by your words or by your mission or by your presentation, that could be the thing that makes them say, this is the space that I need to be in. So that's what I would say. And I'd give an example and then I'll move on to the next benefits. But I once had a time when there was people in a specific industry telling me that they needed clients. I invited these professionals to an event. One of the professionals showed up. At that event, another individual needed that service that these professionals provided, and that individual ended up spending thousands of dollars. So your $1,000 client is one show up away. That's what you got to remind yourself. And that was just an example. Like, I hear people all the time saying, I need leads, I need clients, I need growth. And then I'm like, hey, here's a room, here's a room, here's a room, get in there. And sometimes people do, sometimes people can't, sometimes people don't. Sometimes people are scared. Sometimes people beat themselves up and then just psych themselves out of showing up because they're nervous and it's something new and they're uncomfortable. Sometimes they self-sabotage themselves and tell themselves they couldn't do it when in reality they know they can do it and they're 1,000% capable. And in the process of doing that, you miss out on you miss out on your hello, thanks for joining. On in the process of doing that, you miss out on an opportunity to inspire someone and to give someone a solution. And your next supporter, collaborator, friend, client, patron, you just never know. So the best way you can use that, show up. Now, the next thing that we have is extended advertising on all platforms. So on the platforms, I'm telling you that if you are a yearly member, you will be advertised in our newsletter, you'll be advertised on our website, you'll be advertised in our podcast. The way that I promote the businesses in my directory is like no other. Like when I say like no other, I mean like no other. I'm a proud CEO that loves to wear the products, the services, the connections that I have in my directory proudly. So you're going to find me with at least 1 to 3 small business items every time you see me, almost every time you see me. Let me say that because I want you to see me in the streets and be like, hey, where's your stuff? But right now I'm wearing a necklace from Innovative Treasures listed in our directory. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining. And earrings are coming from JC Fashion Finds Boutique. Lip gloss is coming from not Carlita Cosmetics, even though I do wear her stuff too. Kisses by Monique. So, you know, I'm even wearing hair care products. Heck, the products that I put in my hair come from the directory. So my point is, I am actively and proudly representing the brand. So not only are you getting your business listed in the directory, you're getting your brand placed on all of our platforms. I'm sharing your products and services. And if I'm not the one wearing it, I have customers who are, but in many cases, I'm wearing the products, I'm sharing the products, I'm collaborating with you. There's just so many benefits that come with this. So your business will be advertised in multiple rooms. And then if you become a sponsor or you contribute to anything in our brand, we will always make sure to shout your business out so everybody in that room can know who you are. So the next thing that we have is our so that's where we end for our yearly memberships. So anyone that wants to become a yearly member of the directory, that's where we end. If you would like to become a lifetime member of the directory, you will receive everything that I just listed, the all members, the monthly, the yearly benefits. You get all of that. Plus, I have some special things just for you. So the first thing is you don't have to keep re-registering in the directory. You purchase a lifetime membership and that's it. Your business stays listed. So as long as it's the same business or entity, it stays listed in the directory. It's a beautiful thing because we skip the process of every year having to come back and renew or, okay, I want to be a member again. I want to be a member for that time. Or let me sign up for 3 years. Instead, just sign up for a lifetime membership and skip that renewal process. And let's get to really having fun and building that lifetime community. So the next benefit that you get is a custom content creation kit. So with this content creation kit, it's personalized by our team, usually going to be by me directly. If not by me, it'll be by like my event manager, assistant, someone that's really good with those visuals. But basically, you're going to get a custom kit created for your brand. And what comes with this kit is filming, marketing tools, insight on how to utilize them, where to, like if you want to get more down the line, where we got them from. We're going to give you all the information. And then you're just going to get a quick walkthrough video so you know exactly how to use each thing. But this is to help you elevate your presentation so that when you're going live, when you're doing podcast interviews, when you're meeting people in person, you feel like that boss that you are. It also comes with special items to add to your wardrobe. It might come with a full outfit. It may come with jewelry and accessories based off of your preferences. It just depends on the member because each member is different. So it will be personalized to what that member, that brand is looking for or is needing at that time. So you're going to get that custom content creation kit. Now, another thing that you receive as a lifetime member is you're going to get 100 plus leads. So it's a list of leads, people who want your services, people who have given me permission for you to reach out about a specific service or product. One of the biggest things that entrepreneurs struggle with is they feel uncomfortable selling their products or they worry that they're being too pushy. And so they just usually end up not saying anything. And they don't find that balance between passive and aggressive selling. And when I say aggressive, I'm not talking like, nothing crazy. I just mean being a little bit more vocal versus passive, which is like a little softer, right? So oftentimes they struggle with finding that line. But by becoming a lifetime member, you don't have to find that line. You can just focus on doing your stuff with your business, taking care of your customers. And then I'm going to bring you 100 plus leads that have already given me permission and actively expressed that they need your services. So we skip that small business dance that's sometimes done where you're trying to share a service with somebody or see if they're interested, you're going to skip that with 100 plus people. So it'll be a minimum of 100 people. But if there are other people that come along the way, we will just add that to your list. I've currently been working on a leads list for one of our members that's in the directory, a lifetime member, and it's been super fun because people leave forms saying what they're interested in and what they're wanting, and then I just send the direct information to them and we go from there. So it's about giving you the lead. Now, what you do with the lead is going to be dependent upon you, your brand, your industry, your style, and how you work with them. But if you're wanting people who are actively expressing that they need services that you provide, and they are giving you permission to call them, sell to them, tell them whatever they need to hear, then I'm going to have a list of 100 plus for you as a lifetime member. The next thing that you're going to receive is unlimited access to the success room and unlimited access to the motivation room. Oh, let me not skip past all that. Let me rewind real quick. So the best way that you can utilize this 100 plus leads list is when you receive the leads list, call or reach out to your leads. Again, they have given you permission, so we can't be shy, because that's another reason why sometimes small business owners end up missing out on those great leads and sales. We're too shy. These customers are expressing that they are interested in it. They want you to sell to them, or they're open to you selling to them, and they really want the product. They just want to learn more about it, or they have questions. So call the lead, answer their questions, tell them about, the product or the service, give them that price point. And then if they say they're interested, follow up with the lead. Don't just assume that if they haven't followed back up with you in like 3 or 5 days that they're not interested, because sometimes people genuinely forget. I can't tell you how many times a person has told me they're interested in something, and then I call them and follow up with them, and then they end up purchasing my service or purchasing from another business in the directory. So if I was just to say, well, they didn't answer back, so they must not want it, that would have me missing out on a sale with someone who has already initially expressed that they are interested in this product. So you continue to show them that you are interested in providing it until they verbally tell you that they are not interested in receiving it, which in many cases, they are not going to verbally tell you that because their brain is still deciding on if it's right for them. They're still processing the information that you've given them, or they completely forgot about it, but they knew they wanted it and they're ready to purchase, or they want to set up a payment plan because they want to add that to their list of items to purchase. It's going to be one of those things. So if you sit and you say, well, they didn't respond back, that means they don't want it, you're going to be sitting and missing out on money. So the best way to take advantage of this leads list is to follow up, call, introduce yourself. If people don't know who you are, it's one thing if they know who you are, because I've had times when people have left messages, they know who I am. On my business line, it actually says, thank you for calling Boss Babe Blog. So you know who we are. But if they don't know who you are, just introduce yourself. Because remember, they're finding you through Boss Babe Blog. They're learning about you through us. So you guys haven't met yet. I'm creating that bridge for you. So if I give you a lead and you want to reach out to them because they say that they want a dress, you're going to say, hey, Sally, thank you so much for telling us that you were interested in a dress. I actually found you through the Boss Babe Blog program, and they said that you were needing this product or service. My name is da-da-da, and I own this brand. I'm based out of here, and I just wanted to see if you were still interested in the product or service and see if you want to learn more about how I can help you or how I can give you that solution. And go from there. If it's a voicemail, leave a voicemail. Don't give too much information on the voicemail. You could just say something like, hey, I'm calling to speak with so-and-so. This is me calling from here because you expressed to Boss Babe Blog that you were interested in that. And I just wanted to let you know that we do have the service, and I'm going to email you the information that you're needing, as well as send you a message. And you just follow up with us any way that you see fit, or give them the place where they should follow up with you. And then you go from there. But just introducing yourself, it goes a very, very long way. So by doing that, you kind of skip that whole step of, what's the word of like the dance that we do, or, going back and forth, giving the information, send them the information via email. If they've given a text phone number, you can send them a text message, but, just try with the text messages. I would say, try to do it from like 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. If you get it a little earlier, just try not to go over like 6 a.m., like not too late. Keep in mind that time zones are different because we have clients and customers that are calling us from different time zones. So the time zone might be different. That's something that I've had to pay attention to because we are nationwide. So you might be texting them at like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., but in their time, it could be 12 a.m. in the morning. So Just things to keep in mind if you're going to be reaching out to them or calling them, to check the time zone, or even just be courteous of that and try to do it a little earlier, like around 1 p.m. to whatever time. But emails is also a really great way to do that too. But my point here, however you decide to follow up, is just to make sure you do go back and follow up. Don't assume they're not interested just because you haven't received a response yet. Follow up, give an answer, and just go from there. So that's going to be the best way to utilize that leads list, make them feel comfortable, make them feel safe, all of that. So, that's pretty much it. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Okay. So the next thing that we have is unlimited access to the motivation room and unlimited access to the success room. Success room is the room dedicated to helping us grow our business, giving insight and behaviors that can help you achieve more sales or leads, analyzing behaviors that maybe we can let go of that might be slowing down our leads, analyzing resources or tools that can help us get to leads faster. It's all about how we can be more successful. And it's about us celebrating our successes. So if you're coming to this room, then you are coming to laugh, smile, and celebrate all the beautiful things that you're doing for your business. And you are actively making the decision to come to the room with a win. I have had so many times where a person will see what the room is about and then show up to the room, but not be prepared for what we're about to discuss. So like the success room, it's about finding a success, sharing a success story, talking about things that have helped you succeed, or sharing something that you were successful in. If you come to the room, don't come to the room and be like, oh, I don't have anything. Then you're not ready for the room. Come to the room ready to shout out the wonderful things that you're doing as an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur takes grit, it takes heart, but it takes the intentionalism to say, if that's even a word, intentionalism, I keep saying that, but it takes the intention to say, even on the days when things aren't going the way that I expect them to, even when I'm not receiving instant gratification, I am going to show up for myself, and I'm going to stay showing up for myself. And I'm going to intentionally find something positive to celebrate. You're going to have your rough days and your low days, but you got to find your safe space where you can release that. And you got to find your productive space where you come to make things happen. And the success room is the productive space where we come to make things happen. And we kind of talk about our wins and how we're doing well in business, or what one thing that we've been successful in. Now, if you feel like you're not there yet, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you feel like you're not there yet, and you're at a place where you're like, okay, I just don't have anything positive to say right now, or I just started and I don't feel like there's anything positive to say, I just need some help and that's why I'm here, then you're going to go to the motivation room. All lifetime members get access to this room, unlimited. Motivation room is where we sit down and we be human. We're human. I say we be, but we are human. So you go to the motivation room first. After the motivation room, we go to the success room. So in the motivation room, you can cry, vent, laugh, release, yell, scream, whatever it is you want to do, as long as you're in an area where you can do that, because it's a virtual room. So, I don't know where you're at, but, release and get those emotions off your chest and just be human. If you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling disheartened, if you feel like you want to give up, if you feel like you're feeling low, all of that stuff, just get it off and be human. After you have done that and you have been human, then you are going to move to the success room, where it is time to gather ourselves together, take a deep breath, and be intentional about the words that come out of our mouth, and about the energy that we put into finding a light in our life, finding something to be positive about, something that we are successful in. Even if you didn't have a good sales week or a good sales day, I'm sure that you still kept your business open. That's a success. We continue to stay available to our clients and customers, regardless of the bumps that we were facing. Even if you're feeling like your business isn't moving as fast as it should, your business is open, you have a professional website, or you have a business page, you deliver quality services, you provide a personalized experience, you're learning and growing your craft, there's something positive that you can find that you are successful at doing that you can share in that room. There's something. And if you can't find something, it usually means that there's a mindset, there's a perception that we have to change, because our perceptions in many cases are our realities. So that is what this room is about. It's about celebrating yourself, but then it's about getting down to business on more ways that we can continue to grow and be successful in other areas of our life or in our business. So you can join that unlimited as a lifetime member. Last but never least, as a lifetime member, you get unlimited access to the Boss Babe Blog Vault. So we did recently have the vault on YouTube. The vault location has changed for the lifetime members, and you will receive a notification for that. So don't worry. But this vault is a place where we share uploads of how-to tutorials, how to fix this, how to do that, how to work with that. Just tutorials on how to do pretty much a lot of things when it comes to business, whether it's streaming, starting a podcast, branding, consulting, building a website, networking, hosting events, finding sponsors, finding patrons, starting your own accounts, social media, a whole bunch of different aspects of life, of business that I have learned. Social skills, which is a huge underrated skill for entrepreneurs. There are so many people that start businesses with not as much social intelligence, awareness, or emotional intelligence and awareness, that do not know how to approach people, how to speak to people, how to connect with people, and how not to be so darn hostile. So social skills is like a huge, huge, huge one. And I've had so many experiences in business that because of the way I conducted myself, it helped me get a wonderful opportunity. And I've had experiences where I've seen how, because of the way someone conducted themselves, maybe they missed out on an opportunity, or maybe things just didn't go how they could have gone had we changed our approach. So I'm sharing business insight, but I'm also sharing social insight and networking and statistics and customer experience insight and business acumen insight and sales insight. There's just so much that you're going to get in this vault, and it is a rich place to receive insight and growth. So if you're wanting some of the classes, information, tips, advice, experiences, you're going to want to be a part of the Boss Babe Blog Vault, become a lifetime member, and you're going to gain access to that. And the cool thing about this is every time that the vault upgrades, all lifetime members automatically get access. So there will never be a day when we say, oh, lifetime members, you can't get this anymore. You don't have to worry about that. You always will have access. If we upgrade, then you get an upgrade with it. If we change the layout and there's a new password, guess what? All lifetime members are going to get that. So that is the cherry on top of our beautiful lifetime membership. And then if you decide that you want to check your status to see kind of like where you lie, you are able to check your status on our website. And for our actual benefits, let me go back to that page. You can look through the list that says directory member benefits, or you could just go to the page that says join our directory. But if you decide to become a member of the directory and you purchase a monthly, yearly, or lifetime membership, you can actually receive a free website. And we're doing this right now for the entire year of 2026. So if you're someone that needs the help with the marketing, the guidance, but you also need a professional website, this is a wonderful offer for you, because the price alone to join the membership is actually around the same price that you would pay for a professional website, which you will receive. So it's just like bonus on top of bonuses. Now, before I move into that special offer, because I want to make sure I'm relaying back to the directory members, I want to make a few things clear about which membership is best for you based off of where you're going or what you're trying to achieve. So if you are an entrepreneur that is looking for community, that is looking for exposure and looking for different rooms to step into, but you're not sure yet about your business, your mission, where you're going with things, then you probably want to try out the monthly membership, because the monthly membership is a lower commitment. It requires you to subscribe and you pay $120 a month. And if you decide by the next month or the end of the month that you just don't want to continue, you can just cancel your membership, just like any other subscription or membership subscription, and then you're done. Low commitment, but it still gives you access to a lot of benefits that you can utilize for the duration of your membership. Now, if you are a business owner that already has a business established, you know kind of what direction you want to go in, you're sure about the products that you're selling, and you are ready to be advertised, then you're going to want to look into our yearly membership, because the yearly membership is a larger commitment. However, you're doing it one time. So it's not a monthly payment. You're paying one payment of $1,000, which gives you a $200 discount to say thank you for upgrading to a higher membership. So by doing that, you subscribe one time and then you pay once a year, and it will every year it will renew your membership. Now, this is for people who are wanting that level of advertising because they know exactly where they're at right now. They know what they want to do. Maybe they just need a couple kinks, worked out, or maybe they just need a website, or maybe they just need a social media update, but they know that they want to promote their business. They know what they're doing, and they're ready to go ahead to that next level. Now, the lifetime membership, that is for the yearly member or the business owner that decides, I know what Boss Babe Blog is about. I want to be a part of this mission. I want my business listed for a lifetime. I'm serious about this brand, my brand. I'm growing it. It's going to stay established, and I want to be here forever. And that's where you just go sign up as a lifetime member, because you skip the renewal process. Now, I cannot promise how long we will have that lifetime membership available. I cannot promise what the price points will always be because we are always elevating. But what I can say is if you decide to sign up as a lifetime member now, you don't have to do the renewal thing every single year when it's time to renew your membership. You're just in there. Your website stays in there. Your business stays in there. Now, if you wanted to add another business, you can choose to add that as a lifetime membership as well. However, the membership that you start off with, the business that you request to promote and advertise, will stay in our directory. It will be listed. And it's a cool thing because it's for our forever family. It's for people that are always going to be there, that are legitimate and serious, but also, I mean, everybody who's in the directory is legitimate because we're not going to be promoting anybody that's not legitimate. However, in the same breath, it's for people that they just know I want to be here for a lifetime because I want to keep this establishment going. And even if you are not the owner of the business, but the business itself, the entity itself is still your entity, maybe, or not your entity, but it's still the same entity, the business will stay in the directory. So that is the beautiful thing that we have when it comes to our memberships. So the lifetime membership, the yearly membership, and the monthly membership. You can listen to all of those, decide on which one you think is going to be best for you. And then we go from there. Now I can move into this special offer. If you are not already a member and you decide to purchase a membership, if you purchase the monthly membership, you automatically receive a professional one-page website. The monthly membership is $120 a month. If you purchase the yearly membership, you will receive a professional 4-page website. Now, if you purchase a lifetime membership, you will receive a professional 8-page website. So the yearly membership is $1,000 a month. I mean, a year, not a month, a year. And because it gives you a $200 discount when you purchase all of it for 1 year. The lifetime membership is currently $5,000 because there are no more renewals. And for the things that we will provide for you, you're going to get like unlimited resources as a lifetime member. So you receive those, plus you receive an 8-page professional website. A little bit of information about my website designing experience. I designed multiple websites for multiple different professionals in different industries. So finance, fashion, technology, income or taxes. I mean, there's just so many different industries that I've designed for. And on top of designing these professional, crisp websites, I focus on creating something that is clean and shoppable for your customers. So it's easy for them to understand, who you are, what's going on, things like that. And if you want an example, you can even go to bossbabeblog.com. That website was designed by me. mbc.click. That website was also designed by me. So, you got a lot of options to view my work and just see if it feels like something that aligns with what you're wanting. But the website alone is already a steal because, like I said, a professional website can cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. Even a 1-page landing website can cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 plus. So you would be receiving those complimentary just to say thank you for becoming a member of our directory. And on top of that, you do receive complimentary consults. So if you had questions about how to operate it, you do get a 1-hour session where you could use that session for that instead. And we have our group monthly meetups where you can join those and ask further questions. So it's just ongoing support and insight that is available in our directory that makes us so special and so unique. So if you are a directory member already, and you have not already started claiming your benefits, I highly recommend you get on that. The first benefit you want to make sure you claim is you want to do that new member support session. Go ahead and book one fast because our bookings are filling up. You want to book your business branding consultation. You want to book your business performance assessment, and you want to complete your blog interview. And you want to book your podcast interviews. Basically, just get in there and get to all of them as quickly as possible because as quickly, but also with quality. And take the time, be intentional, because when you start focusing on promoting and putting yourself out there, stepping in new rooms, attending events, you build that momentum for your business. So people often ask, like I said, how are you consistent? How do you create this energy? How do you build your brand like this? You work so hard. It's understanding that you are the momentum, you are the catalyst. So when you move, the business moves. So if you want to see that growth and that expansion, you have to be the catalyst and start making it happen. Book your appointments, book your meetings early, fill out your blog interview, book the podcast discussions, put it in your calendar, set as many alarms as you need to, prepare to show up with passion, excitement, enthusiasm, and representation of your brand. And let's make this money. Let's get in front of people who are serious about shopping our services or products because they love small businesses, because they're all around us in so many different states, different parts of the world. It's just about them seeing you and building your digital footprint. And that's what we are here to help you do at bossbabeblog.com. So thank you so much to everyone for watching. Thank you to anyone that became a member of our directory. And I absolutely look forward to servicing you. If you have not already signed up for our directory, I look forward to having you as a member. And let's have some fun while promoting these wonderful small business solutions. I'll see you guys at our next live tonight. Let me tell you what we are going to be discussing in our next live. Give me 1 second. So tonight we have 6 topics. The first topic that we are going to be discussing is, we already talked about it, the benefits of our directory memberships. Now we're talking about our $40 sponsorship opportunity that's available. We will be coming back. We'll also be talking about our DFW Businesswoman collaboration. We will be talking about how to juice our business performance assessment for members. We'll be talking about 3 reasons why Boss Babe Blog is a directory for your business to be listed in and advertised in. And then we'll be talking about our small business shopping thread update. So thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already subscribed. And shout out to our wonderful viewers. I'm doing very well, Summer. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. And I hope that you're doing wonderful too. I will be back soon. I hope that you have a great weekend also. And thank you. Shout out to Desiree for joining. I appreciate you for coming back. We're happy to see you. And thank you, Trey man. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much for liking. I appreciate that. And hello, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining. We love and appreciate you too. Thank you for your support. And hello, Safe Gaming. That is beautiful. Roses are red, violets are blue, black is beautiful, strong and true. That's beautiful. I just love little quotes like that on the lives. Okay. And thank you so much. I appreciate your compliments. All right, everyone. Shout out to all of you. You're amazing. I'll see you guys in the next live. Bye-bye.